No. I got those, baby. I'm always packing.
Always packing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, same. Until I'm not. And people end up pregnant.
That's typically how it goes.
Yeah.
That's why we've been in this relationship. Not a friendship, a relationship for the past 13, 14 years. You know what bugs me about that? And I actually think about this often is I hate that some podcasts I listen to,
Okay.
like they talk about like their friendships and they're like, oh yeah, like I've known the guy for like 20 years, 30 years. And I'm like, I feel like I've known you that long, but
it hasn't been that long.
But it really hasn't been that
gay.
long.
That's usually what lovers tell each other. Can you believe it's only been 5 years? It feels like it's been longer. I feel like I've known you forever.
Since asked me the same question, I'm like, it feels like a lot longer. A lot longer.
Except you're telling me.
Yeah.
You're not telling Sin. Sin had to ask you.
I'm telling you, it feels longer in an endearing way where it's like, I just feel like I've known you for so long.
This roller coaster's only gone up. At some point, it has to go down.
Oh, and boy, it's going to plummet.
Yeah. I'm talking Disneyland deaths.
The divorce is pending. It's just a matter of getting to the point of where we need
Who
to fill
keeps
out.
the kids?
Yeah.
You know I'm keeping Origami Slowpoke.
Origami Slowpoke.
Oh, yeah.
We found the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Sometimes the names just write themselves. Yeah. Well, let's get into it then.
I'm here for a beer.
I'm ready.
And to touch knees.
And your knee is on my thigh, but it's probably not the first time.
Oh yeah.
We just found new lyrics for a new song as well. Then. To anyone watching the video version, you might be noticing that we're doing something a little bit different, and we kind of teased it on when we had our little week break there back in Diciembre, if I'm not mistaken.
We're already past December.
I know. This is kind of crazy.
Fuck.
It's ridiculous.
You're married. I'm back from Mexico.
You're back.
I'm a little bit more Mexican.
I'm back from Hawaii. Yeah, I know. You do look a little more tan. I think on the forehead. Only exclusively the forehead. Cheeks and nose still as white as snow, but everything else though, like
in Mexico, I disguised as a woman, but that only showed the forehead and the eyes.
Oh, so. Interesting. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't want to get mugged.
You might actually. Your odds of getting mugged as a woman are a lot higher.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
fuck.
This is the world we live in.
Is that why I was missing pesos?
I think that's just your wife slowly laundering money from you. That's all that it is.
It's been going on for 5 years now.
Well, this is like our first official video version of like us actually being in person, I should say.
I've never seen you in person.
Never once. We've known each other for 13 years, but it's only been on like sex
online
chat lines.
Yeah.
That's all it's been.
It started on AOL.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's where it always starts, really.
Oh yeah.
ASL. Age, sex, location, and then from there, the conversation flourishes.
Here we are.
As you can tell, if you are watching the video version, we're kind of ghetto boying it a bit. It might even show up in the audio, be a little more apparent in the audio. We are fixing this very soon,
yes.
As in like following episode. We are sharing one mic today.
It's super awkward,
but it's
not. It's actually pretty sexual.
I appreciate that. Once again, your knee is warming my leg, so thank you for that.
Well, your leg is making me hard, so full circle.
That's not my knee. So again, we just had a little tech issue problem, so we're using one mic for today, but we will be setting up to have our own individual mics, so that way we don't have to be quite as cute as
basically
cuddly unless we choose to. This is by force now,
it's
but
never fun when it's forced.
No. I think that goes for a lot of things in life, actually, now that you mentioned it. Well, sir, what are we having today on the show? I think those of you who are watching can already kind of tell, but those of you who have an untrained eye,
that's a good can.
what do we have? Oh, it's delicious. For sure. It does say to enjoy it fresh on the can, so there you go.
It's a
little closer to the mic, sir.
It's a Stone Delicious.
Oh, delicioso.
Oh yes, 7.7. I always forget how strong this is.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, whenever I think of delicious, I always remember that it's stronger than the standard, but I don't remember quite how much. But actually, have you seen? This is just a standard Stone Delicious IPA, by the way, but have you seen the ones where they have like different variety packs now? They even have like a double IPA version of it.
Of Delicious?
Mm-hmm.
I know there is a different version of Delicious.
It's like a new 12-pack now. They have like 3 different versions, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 4.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I actually really want to try them for the show one day.
Okay,
so if you guys do too, let us know, and then we might just oblige to that.
Oh, yeah.
we might just do so for y'all.
What time is it? Is it even in the PM yet?
It is 4 minutes till PM.
So we're alcoholics because we're drinking in the AM.
Happy 11:51 a.m. everybody. Here we go. An episode of Beer Belly for the books.
It's a fucking Thursday and we're drinking in the AM.
It's the pre-weekend. It's weekend eve.
Weekend eve.
Right here,
right?
baby. Right here, baby.
Oh.
Let the people hear you.
Weekend eve?
Weekend eve. Yes, exactly. Oh yeah.
It's delicious.
We've had Delicious IPA on the show before, but this is what is in the fridge. But again, we'll have some fun stuff lined up for future episodes. The next one for sure. But that being said, we haven't dissected a beer in a while, and now that we're actually in person, mano y mano, how are you feeling about this?
Basically, mano y mano.
We're gonna get mono being so close to each other.
We're already giving each other herps.
Thigh herp.
It's definitely hoppy.
Sure.
I feel like it's a little bolder than I remember. I don't drink these as often as I remember, or as I used to.
Sure.
I don't even know why anymore. I think it's because I enjoy the FML, and I can get those 2 cans for $6 at Vaughn's. Thank you, Vaughn's.
This episode brought to you by Vaughn's Superstore.
But it is very hoppy, and it's pretty bold.
It really is. Like, you get the slightest bit of citrus, but one thing, that, like you said about FML and like this, what makes both beers crafted so well is that the citrus, like if there is a bit of haze to this at all, it's ever so slight. And FML, I would say even more slight than this, like even less so haziness, even though it is technically like a hazy IPA, FML. But this, it's like, and FML, they both just kind of pack that brutal punch that you want from an IPA typically. If you're an IPA drinker, there's some folks that,
Sinners.
Sinners
Yeah,
that prefer like their session IPAs, which I mean, hey, if that's for you, it's for you. Not so much for me. Maybe if I go to like a microbrewery and I'm just going down their IPA list and trying a little bit of everything, I'll try their session. I actually, when I was in Maui, there was one brewery, shout out to Kahola Brewing out there. They actually had a pretty flavorful session IPA that was only like 4.5%, maybe 5%, but it was still tasty.
That's not a beer.
It's not an IPA.
That's not an IPA. Fuck, that's barely a beer.
More of like a nice spritzer.
You say you're drinking a Corona that's disguised as an IPA, is what you're drinking.
Essentially, yeah. It took a trip to India, stayed there for a few days, came back, and apparently it's Indian now.
I guess the important question to ask at this point is Hawaii even decent when it comes to breweries? Like, I know they have them.
Sure.
But are the beers even good from what you've had?
I don't think we've talked about this on the show yet. So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. You and I, we went out to Green Cheek Brewing over in Costa Mesa a couple weeks back.
Got trashed.
Super fun, by the way. That was a great little day. Where we just came back from like not seeing each other for a few weeks. The marriage was pending.
Yeah. We missed each other.
It was on hold. I legit thought about you multiple times. It was pretty bad. I was like, God damn it. I married the man and now I don't get to see him for a couple weeks.
I'm fucking vandalizing Mexico with their Beer Belly stickers.
That might have to be the subtitle of the episode. Vandalizing Mexico. It'll show up on like CNN or Fox News or something like that. Latino boys from Southern California vandalize Mexico.
But that's the title of their episode.
There you go. But okay, so I was really kind of skeptical. I mean, I figured, hey, you know what? We're gonna go to Maui. It's gonna be beautiful. The wifey and I. It's gonna be amazing. And I was excited for the breweries, but I wasn't expecting anything because I'm used to like no shade at all, but Kona Brewing Company, any beer that you get on this side of like on in the state side of things, mainland, you get like the same, like maybe 3 or 4, and now they're starting to expand and you get like I think it's called like the Big Island IPA or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I think that's what it's called, and that one has like nice fruity notes to it. But similar to what we were talking about with the Session IPA, it's about that level of potency, and it tastes like it as well.
So bitch beer.
Something like that, yeah, you could say. And I don't know if they had a Kona Brewing on Maui. If they did, I didn't see it. But we did go to 3 different breweries, and going around to each restaurant that's there, they all have them on tap. Like they'll have like you see like the same like 4 beers from each brewery on tap at like most of the restaurants out there, which is cool. You get to know what they have and stuff, and you see like one popular one from Maui Brewing was the Big Swell IPA, and that's like a nice middle of the road. I think it was like I'm gonna butcher it, but I think maybe like 7.5 or something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
So it was decent.
Respectable.
And it tasted good too. But I was like, oh man, that's really all I'm seeing. But then we actually went to the 3 different breweries, one being Kohola Brewing, one Maui Brewing, and then Waikiki Brewing.
Waikiki.
And one, it's fun to say, right? Us uncultured swine. But one thing I have to say that was a pleasant ass surprise was that not only did they have what you saw on tap at most every restaurant, but they had more. Like there was great IPA variety. And we happen to be, if you couldn't tell already, or if maybe you're new to the show, we happen to be pretty partial towards IPAs as far as beer goes. But we try other
the
stuff.
King of beers.
Go to the king of beers.
Yes.
Dethroned Budweiser back in the 90s. But yeah, I mean, if you go back in like the history of this show, we've had all sorts of kind of brews, from stouts to lagers.
What happened?
We fell in love and we got lazy. That's about it. That's about it. We used to be so fit, and then now this is where we're at. But anyway, yeah, dude, like it was so bomb. Going to Maui Brewing, they had like this fun, like different tier. Don't move your knee away from my leg.
I was
need that
adjusting
warmth.
my ass. I'm sorry. I got an ass cramp.
My bad. I'll get you a pillow for it next time. Anyway,
no, it needs a massage, but okay.
I can work that out too. Only problem is I use my tongue, but we can still work that out if you're willing. But anyway, so yeah, they had like this different tier list at Maui Brewing, where it was like different symbols meant different things. Like, hey, this is our specialty beer. This is like a high ABV beer, so on and so forth. This is a light boy, and they had this one double IPA, and the name escapes me right now, but it had like the high ABV beers, which they only had like maybe 3 of, if I remember at the time. If I remember correctly, it had like a giant whale on it, which was fun. And that one was like a solid like 8.7 or 8.9 double IPA, and that one was like okay, now and even like every brewery had at least one double IPA that was exceptionally tasty. So I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't just like, hey, like we're on this secluded island and stuff like that, and we're just making what we can. No, like they actually have legit variety there. So I have to say that. And if you want to check out what I'm talking about, just go on like our social media pages at BeerBellyPod on all your favorite socials, and you'll see some of the videos that were shot while out there. And yeah, the breweries were really fun. Yeah, it was super good.
Are they big or are they smaller breweries?
Good question. One was like Kohola Brewing. Again, shout out. That might have been my favorite experience as far as like just straight up microbrewery, straight to beers go, because they didn't have a kitchen or anything. They did have a food truck there that was making sick brick oven pizzas, like right there in the parking lot. But what was your question? Oh, were they big or small? Sorry.
Oh my god!
I was trying to avoid the question because I have to consider that for myself every once in a while. It depends on the weather.
Like, you talking about my penis or
exactly.
the brewery?
Might get some shade right now.
I gotta ask.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that. I have a friend question to ask you later, but anyway, it's not too far off from what you're bringing up. But so Kohola Brewing was nice and tight and like more small knit and everything like that, but at the same time still had plenty of seating space for everyone. Sin and I sat at the bar, but there was plenty of seating around us anyway. But Waikiki Brewing was more of like a nice chill brunch spot, which also had like a nice bar going around all their nice craft taps that they have, more satellite seating around that bar as well. But Maui Brewing is probably the biggest in my opinion. There were like multiple booth areas you could sit down. You could sit down at their long range bar that they had as well. So I would say bigger than your average microbrewery that you would expect, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
And you could tell they brew them all in house as well. Like they had like their huge like silos and stuff like that indoors. So it was really fun. Super chill experience.
Okay, wow, nice.
I talked a lot there. Sorry. Help me out.
Hydrate.
I know, I really need to. All right. Quick swivel on this, but
Swivel.
I gotta ask, have you seen the new Quantumania trailer?
I did.
You take the time?
I did. I actually watched it last night.
Oh shit. Nice. I'm a little worried. Not for the sake of the movie, but for Ant-Man. I'm scared.
He's not gonna die.
I don't know.
Well,
the way
let me spoil some shit for you.
Okay, well, jump ahead just in case.
It's not even
maybe,
I mean, I guess it's spoiler. I guess
who
technically.
knows? Okay.
Paul Rudd's manager said that he was going to be returning for other Marvel movies. He said something along those lines.
Okay. I mean, timeline can jump around though too,
Yeah,
as we've
but
seen.
they're not going to.
They released Black Widow movie like 10 years later than they should have. So I mean, there's that.
Damn, yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm just
But they
saying.
went from one movie to the next, and then they killed the bitch off.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. All right, I feel that. I never thought about it that way. It made more sense than that regard.
I feel like Paul Rudd's going to be in it for a while.
I hope so. It's just one thing I appreciate about the trailer. If those of you who haven't seen it, or if you have, maybe you'd agree or not, but it seems kind of hopeless. But I love how like it gives you a little bit more of like it's King. It gives you a little bit more of like an idea of like it lets you in on what Scott Pym's emotions are going into it. As far as like, wait, is his last name Pym? No.
No, Pym is the original Ant-Man.
Sorry, thank
Scott,
you. Hank Pym, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Scott Lang?
Yes,
yeah?
you are 100% right. Thank you. But you see like his motivations. You get more of a peek behind what his most of the motivations are for even going into the quantum realm to begin with.
Little girls.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, his little girl.
Wow. Okay, I see. His daughter. Why
his daughter.
That Jesus.
He wants his little girl back.
You're talking about a 40-something-year-old man going after
and he wants his little girl back.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate
Sorry, I made an error. I apologize, little girl.
Okay, it's better if it's only one, at least. Not as much of a criminal.
It's his little girl.
Allegedly. Jesus.
He's
God.
daddy and he's trying to save daughter.
Okay, fair enough. It's very sweet. It seems like it's like a heartfelt decision, but he's also tainted by like what King, like I guess, is bringing to the table. I don't know. It's kind of scary.
Snake's offering the apple.
Yes. What was it? I don't have to beat you. We just both have to lose.
Yeah.
I think was like the big line during that trailer, and that's like, again, that's where I'm just like, I mean, he's going into the guy's home turf in the quantum realm. It's kind of already scary as it is, and I don't know. I'm just really intrigued as to how this movie's gonna go. I feel like this is like the perfect way to start Phase 5. And I feel like it's going to end on like a sad note. I really think it's going to be somber as fuck.
I don't think he's going to die, but I do think it's going to end like Infinity War. It's like a to be continued kind of ending.
Right. Where we might not know where Scott Lang is going to end up.
King's maybe going to finally get out of the quantum realm. You're going to probably think Ant-Man is dead for whatever reason. And then he'll be back. Secret Wars, everybody's back. Everybody. I mean, everybody.
Everybody's
back.
Fair enough. But I mean, I thought it was a great trailer. I think it gave away more than I would have liked to know. But at the same time, I'm so excited for it.
How lame does MODOK look? Not with the mask, when it's just the unmasked MODOK.
I don't remember noticing the unmasked. I just saw like where he was like wearing like metal. He looked more metallic and robotic than before.
No,
I didn't even see like skin on his face.
No, their skin.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I did not notice. I've only seen the trailer of the one.
The Shaft has skin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the Shaft has skin. We get all the episode names today.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should watch that, and you might see some relation to what you're saying right now. It's a great movie, but it gets really dark.
Like Ant-Man.
Yeah, like Quantumania. That's one thing I noticed in the comments. People were saying like Thor. Oh god, I'm gonna butcher the comment that I saw, but it got a lot of likes, and I even had to like it too. It was like Thor, I guess, just like ended up taking itself not as seriously, and you could see like when people don't care about a project, what happens to it. Ant-Man started very silly and got more respectable over time.
I love Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's one of the best MCU movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
really?
I really enjoy that movie.
Ghost is an interesting take. We haven't really seen much of her since then, but I look forward to more.
She's probably going to be in the Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay.
I think she is going to be in the Thunderbolts. What am I saying?
She's part of that team?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be tight then. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't see, just based off any frame you see in this trailer, that the movie's going to be bad. I think
I don't think it is.
I think they realize like we cannot allow another kind of like flop like Love and Thunder. Excuse me.
And Eternals.
Eternals. But you know, Eternals was another somber film, but one thing I get from this movie as opposed to Eternals is like the epic scope of it all. Like we get our next new big bad, and Eternals try to hint at Celestials and stuff, but I think like we've discussed briefly in a previous episode, we haven't really heard about them since. Like, I mean, I wonder when they're gonna really kind of continue talk on what kind of threat Celestials have to play on.
There's rumors that I don't remember the Celestial's name, the one at the end of Eternals, where he's supposed to come out of Earth.
Right.
That they're gonna be mining for
Vibranium?
Not vibranium. What Wolverine has
Adamantium.
Yeah,
adamantium.
That I guess that's where it's gonna be, and they're gonna be fighting over that.
Oh shit!
That's like the rumor that's going on right now.
That's actually really
because everybody's like, "Are we gonna ignore the fact that there's a fucking giant on our planet?"
Right. That's very true. I mean, well, the way the movie ends, it's kind of intense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like a giant celestial comes
and
out
then that's
and grabs.
It. There's like a little teaser in like She-Hulk where it says like giant man in the ocean or some shit like that. And
right.
That's it. But I guess that's gonna be like the plot for New World Order? No. I'm sorry. Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think New World Order, which is the Captain America movie, is going to introduce that concept, and then the Thunderbolts is what's going to kind of carry on that story.
I see. That might make sense. I mean, I don't know if they'll really take it this far, but my mind is like vibranium is like the, I guess, counter to adamantium and vice versa.
Isn't that?
Which one's stronger, adamantium?
Vibranium?
Yeah. Oh, and that's canon?
Just I mean, I Googled it, so hopefully Google what Google told me was canon. Because I had that question when I saw that rumor.
Google has a lot of things to say, so that's only.
I've gotten cancer 7 times. Shit, I've died 3. Apparently to Google.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna address the elephant in the room between our friendship. You guys don't know anything about this other than previous episode we talked about going to a concert later on in the night that we recorded last episode for a band called La Bouquet. It was their finale, as they called it, their final show as a band. And it was super bittersweet, super fun. I mean, it was just a fun time hanging out with this big lug over here.
It wasn't fun for me.
This Snuffleupagus motherfucker.
Not at all.
But let me just give my perspective real quick, and I would love to hear your thoughts and just perspective as well. But okay, so we get there. His wife and he are already there. We meet up. We have a great time. We're all having fun. I'm admiring his chest hair and how beautifully patterned it is.
Yeah.
And John couldn't help but continue laughing, and that was great. But we were waiting for the band to play. We go to this brewery that's right next door, have a beer, down that real quick, go back to the venue, and all of a sudden, La Bouquet is about to start. And shout out to at Oliver the Kid on social media. Let him know we sent you. 2 V's. Anyway,
1K.
1D. So yeah, the band's about to start. We all go in there together, and then like 30 seconds into the show starting, all of a sudden, I think John's maybe briefly telling me like, "I'll be right back," and then no sign of him ever again.
John checked out.
He might as well have been part of the snap and just gone.
He was definitely gone.
So, what happened? What happened to you? If you don't mind sharing.
This is definitely one of those cases when pre-gaming it goes wrong.
Okay.
I decided to be young and pre-game it, but I pre-gamed it too hard.
The problem is you're not young anymore.
No, I'm not. I am not. That night definitely taught me that. So we parked, and immediately I finished half of my wife's On the Rocks. So
if you guys have ever had those like glass bottles of On the Rocks,
and they're like 13% alcohol, and she had about half left. Finished that in 5 seconds. I had the beer that we got from the brewery where that weird guy kept recommending it.
I don't remember that at all.
Because we were drunk. We bought a beer and it was 7.5. I probably drank that in 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then
we also vaped outside.
No, I'm telling you how it escalated.
Okay.
And then from there, I had a margarita in the car, still pre-gamed it.
Oh, you went to the brewery before you even got
there?
there?
This was me drinking in the car.
Oh, shit.
Like we parked outside of the Moroccan Lounge, and I started to chug as fast as possible. So already I'm 3 drinks in within 12 minutes. So then my wife and I go to the Moroccan Lounge, and she gets herself some type of drink. I don't even remember what it is. And then I get myself a vodka Red Bull. I finished that vodka Red Bull in like another 3 minutes. I down Yvonne's drink, so I'm already 5 drinks in.
Oh my
And then
God.
I end up getting a beer, and then that's when you showed up. So I'm already 4 or 5 beers in, or drinks in, and it's only been like half an hour total. So then I down my beer, I finish Yvonne's drink, then you and I go to the brewery. I finished my beer. Apparently, you needed for me to finish your beer.
Really?
Yeah, that's what my wife was telling me. She was
Okay.
sober. That you needed help. And I was
Okay.
like, that always happens. When
Sure.
when you're drunk enough, they're like, you need help. No, that's it. So I'm already blacked out.
Oh, really?
I don't remember any of the brewery.
Going back.
I don't
everything?
remember. Smoking probably made it worse.
To be clear, he did not drive back home. That was his
I couldn't.
lovely
I'm not
wife
even done
took
with the
care of
story.
it.
I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't. I'm not done. So we get back to the fucking venue, and then I think I have 2 more drinks. So I'm like 7 to 9 drinks in within an hour and a half. And they weren't all beers. They were basically cocktails.
We're cooking with fire.
Oh, I had 2 more margaritas because Yvonne like snuck in some margarita in her bra.
Your wife. That's
Yeah.
okay. I'm glad. I feel better because she plays a part in this too.
Oh yeah, she
That's
put it.
good.
She put it right in her bra, and then we went in, and then she like snuck poured it, and I just fucking started pounding.
I
So
don't feel guilty anymore.
I on the safe side, I would say between 7 to 11 drinks within an hour and a half.
That'll do it.
Oh, it did it. Oh, it did it. It did it.
That makes a lot of sense.
I vaguely remember Bob Bouquet starting a song.
Oh sure.
Then
A song.
And then I remember getting out, sitting on the table, feeling a little sick. That's all I really remember.
Mm-hmm.
Then your wife coming out saying you guys should just go.
Oh really?
Because I was sick.
You could clearly,
So,
she could clearly tell
yeah.
you weren't feeling.
I guess the security guard was asking my wife if I was
Oh,
okay. She asked her
really?
like 2 different times.
Oh my goodness, what were you doing?
I went
do
to.
you
I
you were
think I
like-
was stumbling really bad
Oh my god.
because I went to the bathroom and I guess I
Okay.
stumbled to there.
Did you let it out? Let out your demons? or
Well,
what?
I went. I'm assuming I went pee.
Okay.
I don't know what I did in that bathroom, but I'm assuming I went pee. So
Sure.
I went pee. Yvonne and I left. I got to the car, and this is when my memory starts to come back.
Oh, okay.
Fucking pictures of it.
Blurry images.
Just
every now
blurry,
and then.
just super blurry.
Sure.
It was me sitting on the side of the car wanting to throw up.
Oh no.
And then for the first time ever, I did the AJ, and I just put my finger at the back of my throat.
Oh, trigger warning for everyone. Careful.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me look at the camera.
Did he get the regurgitate down? Yeah, there we go.
So for about half an hour, Yvonne said I was throwing up in the
my.
parking lot, but
In
it was
the
a lot
parking
of
lot.
me
But people
forcing
weren't
myself.
around you guys.
No,
You
we were parked
okay?
far enough, and the
Okay.
show had just fucking started.
Right, so everyone that was outside was already
In there, so
Smart. Okay.
yeah, I threw up for about half an hour. She
Oh
said,
my
and then most of
God.
it was me forcing myself. But
At
I
least you
was
did
like
it.
sick,
Yeah.
and I remember the drive home feeling so sick that I needed to throw up, but I really couldn't. There was there was nothing left. I threw up for
Oh my
half a
God,
fucking
sir.
hour.
Okay.
And then I woke up in the morning, hungover.
From what I remember, when Sin asked you in the DMs how you were in our group chat,
Hot trash.
Hot trash. You remember the exact
Hot
verbiage.
trash.
Hot trash. And I couldn't help but snicker a little bit, but I felt really guilty when I read that too.
I deserved it. I mean, I don't even think young John could have handled how much drinks I drank.
I can attest to that. I can attest
Yeah.
to that. That's exactly when you said I was being young. I was like, you were young once upon a time,
And
10
that
years
shit didn't
ago,
work out.
And I remember that happening too. A very similar story.
At least this time I knew where I was at and was able to throw up on the street.
Yes. Yeah.
That time, well, it's because I went from 0 to 10.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
With
0 to 10.
with what you're talking about, I feel like I went from 0 to 5 to 10.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, you were. It was an accelerated pace, but yeah, it was like 0 to 5, and then to 10. Once we,
I
got
was
to our
throwing up within an
destination.
hour and a half.
Yeah, by the time we got to Troubadour. Yeah. That's actually a good point. Similar, but a little
Because
different.
with Troubadour, I was drinking on the drive up.
Sorry, this is the technical difficulties of starting a true in-person video version of the show now. We're having fun over here, but things are going awry. Things are getting a little silly.
This is John throwing up at an hour and a half into a show.
Oh, that's right.
Mess,
That's right.
yes.
Yes.
That's the mess we're in right now.
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad you made it out alive. I mean, I'm obviously sad that you weren't there for it.
Same.
But yeah.
Same.
The final damn show. It's not like we can be like, you'll be there for the next one. No big deal.
Nah.
Probably never again.
Technically, I was there. I saw them start the music.
Yeah.
So I was there in the final show. I just had to leave early.
Sure.
I got business I have to take care of.
Yeah, you had a lot of business.
It was a lot of business.
A half an hour's worth,
It
apparently.
was a lot of liquid, I was told.
We've all kind of been there. At least the two of us have been. I'll give you that. I'm sorry. But if it's any consolation, and it probably isn't, like I said earlier, I feel a lot less guilty about it. Because I was like, damn, I bought him that vodka soda, and I bet that's what put him over the edge. But now that I hear the accumulation of it.
Oh, no, that was just, adding to the story.
It was the tip of the iceberg. That was how much you had.
I had a lot.
Okay.
I had so much.
I remember you saying that you guys were going to pregame in the car. You said that you were going to do that. And I was like, okay, cool. But I mean, I'm still going to ask him if he wants to hang out anyway. And you did your thing. But the thing is, the night kept going.
No, my night didn't. My night eventually stopped.
I mean, once the band started, I didn't continue drinking or anything like that. But I still probably squeezed in like several beers before everything got started. Before the band went on, that is.
I may have too. I just don't remember. That's the problem.
We did. I mean, when I got there, when Sin and I and Juan got there, we probably had like another 6 rounds of drinks, something like that.
Including with me there?
Yeah. I mean, like when we showed up with you guys,
I never said no.
Probably no, never once. You were a little tentative about the vodka soda because it didn't taste that good, but I was like, you could drink it, and you're like, okay. And so yeah, I think you did, unless maybe you tossed it, which I wouldn't blame you to do so if that were the case.
I don't know what Drunk John did.
He probably drank it.
I have no idea.
It's okay.
Probably, and then threw it all up.
Poor guy. Anything else you want to air about this sad tale?
No.
You're good.
I aired it out that night.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask you this. It's a total smooth segue. I've been curious about this. I think we've talked about it maybe in our friendship once or twice, but what currently, or what has the history been of your underpants radius? Those of you who might be familiar with How I Met Your Mother.
What do you mean underpants radius?
How far? You haven't seen that episode before? Do I know a part of How I Met Your Mother that you don't?
I feel like it's the Marshall one where he's looking for a job, and
that's exactly what it is. And the thing is, his underpants radius expands because he's without a job. So, and now that I think about it, that's not why I'm asking you the question.
You just want to know how often my pants are off,
or just you walk around in your chon-chons, yeah. So, so you wake up in the morning, you're probably you told me that you sleep in the nude quite often, if not every night.
I rub my penis everywhere in that room.
Oh,
well, it's a ritual.
Your poor wife.
It's a ritual.
It's a mating dance.
Yeah, me mating with everything. Yeah.
You see that pillow? You see that blanket? Got me all over.
No, I got all over it.
Oh God. That being said, you might wake up in the morning if you do choose to put on clothes. I don't know your life. I don't know, but. How far out do you venture with only the chones on your underwear?
I am still at a reasonable point where I know to keep my pants on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's the point where it's like there's a problem.
Okay, for sure.
I wake up and I put clothes on.
You do?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So
my pants were off more when I was working.
When you work remote, you have that
oh yeah. Business on the top, party at the bottom.
Exactly. Well, I'm just curious. What are you putting on when you do that? Is pajama pants, sweatpants? Do you put on jeans?
It depends
slacks?
It does depend on the day, but most days I put jeans on and a t-shirt.
Okay. And I imagine some underwear.
I tried it. No underwear.
Just commando style.
Yeah.
Zip up a pube every once in a while.
Maybe. No. I mean. I definitely feel like the second I stop dressing like if I was going to be going to work, then there's a problem.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I respect that. That's actually really good. It's a really good perspective. It's a mature perspective.
I mean, I don't know what day it is anymore or time.
He's lost all concept of time and day.
But I'll figure it out.
You're kind of just in the middle of the movie Interstellar right now, and just kind of like time is relative.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
It could be Thursday, but of 2027.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
to pay this episode too much, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm 47 now. Yeah.
I just asked because today I actually did something that I was not that proud of that I usually don't.
Okay.
But so I usually will sleep with like a pair of boxer briefs on, throw on a shirt. I'm good to go. That's how I'll sleep. Typically a short sleeve shirt, unless it's like extremely cold. I'm talking like Arctic.
I love the cold.
That's cool. That's cool. I just don't. I don't always feel that comfortable about my junk just flying free as I'm rolling around the bed.
What are you scared of?
I don't want to snag it on something.
What are you gonna snag it on? It's not that big. I've seen it.
It's not that big. But if I have my thigh on it and I make a turn, that might rip something. That might tear. So I'm just worried about that. So
you're a little bit more sticky than I thought you were. Holy shit.
But the thing is, for me, like, so again, I'll rock like a pair of boxer briefs and then I'll throw on a shirt, go to bed, wake up in the morning. And today I took out the trash and I actually continued to wear that as I walked outside to my front yard, walked to the side yard and did so.
For shame.
And then I had some like extra bottles of water back here. So like, I'm going to water the plants with it. They've been out here for like a few days. It's old water. I'm just going to pour it out, recycle it a little bit, give it back to Mother Earth, if you will. And, yeah, I did that in my front yard. Thank God no neighbors were like actually present on their side of the street. If they were, I wouldn't have done it. But I think my underpants radius is definitely expanding.
God damn. I think that's because you got married. I don't think that has to do with the job. I think that has to do with marriage.
That might be part of it. But you know what? My dad shares a similar lifestyle, but further out than me.
He's a retired man. He's allowed to.
But I get shamed for it.
You should be.
There's times where he's like, "Oh, take out the trash, please," and I'm like, "All right, let me put on some clothes first." He's like, "Just go." And I'm like, No. People don't want to have to see that. No.
I don't want to show them my bulge, and they shouldn't have to see it.
They shouldn't have to. It's not going to be much of a bulge from that far away, but even still, they shouldn't have to see that much upper thigh. It's a lot of white snow that you're seeing. That's all there is to it. And that's the problem. I don't want to have to do that. No one needs to see that much thigh hair.
No,
it's as simple as that. But yeah, so it's like I mean, you live with you and your wife. Her mother is staying with you. Her sister's staying with you. For Christ's sake, I imagine you probably don't walk out in your underwear.
No, I have some self-respect.
In respect for them, I suppose.
No, just for myself.
Fair enough. I just had to. I've just been.
No, I'm glad you did.
That guy.
No,
I don't.
Like I said, I feel like my pants are off more during work than when I'm not working.
I mean, if you wake up and work is in bed, then I mean, yeah. I just described a porn star as well, So I mean,
that was my life.
There you go. There you go. See him on OnlyFans coming soon.
Oh yeah, I'm desperate.
He will spread his cheeks for $25.
I will. Under the name Mike Honcho.
All right. Well, let's call it for the day. Thank you for enjoying and watching this new in-person video version of the show. We plan to keep doing this time and time again. And this is just a very, very rough draft, as I was telling John earlier.
Very rough draft.
There will be more set design as time goes on. There will be 2 mics at least as time goes on. Hell, we might even have guests on the show now and then. Friends of the show, random folks. If you have any, people that you'd like to have on here, let them know. Tag us with them at BeerBellyPod and tag them as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll come to our Poverty Ask podcast and have a good time with us.
Oh, yeah.
And sip some good
Speak
brew.
nonsense, get dumb. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
What we do.
Well, that being said, again, you can reach us on social media, on your favorite accounts, whatever it is, whether it's the Turtlemers, the Tickamatalks, the Instagrams, or as John loves to lovely say, pardon the sirens, the Yuma Tubes.
Yep, the Yuma Tubes.
If you want to support the show, it helps a lot. You can send tips directly to our Venmo, just at BeerBellyPod on Twitter. If you don't mind, maybe you don't have a Twitter account, setting one up real quick. It takes 2 seconds.
And then send us all your money.
There's not all of it. Drain that bank account. That savings account you've had for a while trying to buy a house.
I need it. Send it to me.
We got mortgages to pay, people. Help us out, whether it's $2, $5, $1, 50 cents. We'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
We need to up the production of the
money.
show. And this is a step in that direction. So yeah, please, links to everywhere you can find us on the internet in every episode description. Thank you very much for taking the time. Those of you who do support the show financially, helps out a bunch. Thank you so much. Don't forget to rate us on your favorite podcasting apps. 5 stars, 100 stars, 150 stars, 120.
120.
120.
Yep.
We're doing Super Mario 64 rules, as always, of course. But that being said, an episode of Beer Belly would not be complete without John's lovely words of wisdom for the week. Go ahead, sir.
I'm gonna take the mic over here because I gotta get close because that's what I do. Nice. Guys, don't pregame it. You will end up throwing up all over the street. All over, and a little bit on the car. For the love of God, just don't pregame it.
You might think you're saving money, but you might end up spending the same amount of money you would have otherwise. So then you end up 20 times as drunk anyway. Yeah. So that's just something to consider.
I was 50 times drunk. That's the problem.
Heed this man's words for your own good, please. All right. This has been an episode of Beer Belly. We will see you next week. Again, send in your questions and comments, beerbellypod@gmail.com, or on your favorite socials. You can comment on our posts. You can DM us. Whatever you prefer to get a hold of us, just do so. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.